Imagine sacrificing everything for your spouse, kids, career, stability, only for them to suddenly start living like they're single, partying with 20-year-olds, and vanishing for days. That's what happened to me. And when I discovered the truth, I made sure the fallout hit harder than she ever expected. If you've ever felt betrayed, disrespected, or taken for granted, hit that like button and subscribe, because this story, it's about betrayal, broken trust, and the kind of revenge that leaves no doubts about who was really in the wrong. I'm 37. My wife is 33. We've been married for 8 years, with 2 beautiful kids ages 5 and 3. For years, we built a life together. I worked, provided, carried the weight, while she focused on raising the kids. When she told me she wanted to go back to school for her master's degree, I supported her 100%. I was proud. I thought, finally, she's getting her chance at the career she always dreamed of. But life has a way of twisting dreams into nightmares. Conflict begins. New friends. New life, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. At first, everything seemed normal. She had classmates mostly in their early 20s fresh out of college. She fit right in. She started hanging out with them after classes, grabbing coffee, study groups, late-night projects. I told myself, she deserves friends. She's been cooped up with toddlers for years. Let her breathe. But then the coffee turned into bars. The study groups turned into nightclubs. She started coming home at 2 a.m. Me home sometimes drunk, sometimes in outfits that didn't look like something a 33-year-old mother of 2 would wear. And the worst part? She brushed it off. It makes me feel alive, she said. Alive. As if her marriage, her kids, our life wasn't enough. I felt a pit in my stomach, but I swallowed it. I told myself it was temporary. Just a phase. The real breaking point came in the summer. Her classmates planned a trip week-long out of town. I asked her not to go. Not because I didn't trust her, but because the thought of her running off with 23-year-olds, half of them guys, while I stayed home changing diapers and working 2 jobs, it tore me apart. She exploded. You don't control me, she snapped. And then she left. A full week. No calls, no texts, no FaceTime with the kids. Nothing. When she came back, she acted like nothing happened. Like she hadn't abandoned her family for 7 days. And when I brought it up, she flipped it. Accused me of being controlling, manipulative. I let it go. But deep inside, the betrayal cut deeper than I could admit. By the time the new semester rolled around, I felt like a single dad. I carried the house, the finances, the kids, while she was out reliving the youth she missed. Then came the moment that changed everything. One night, after putting the kids to bed, I noticed her phone buzzing on the counter. Normally, I don't snoop, but something in my gut screamed. I looked. Messages, photos, flirty texts with one of her classmates, a guy 10 years younger than her. She had called me controlling, paranoid. But the truth was right there. She wasn't acting 23. She was pretending she was single. My chest tightened. I could barely breathe. But in that moment, I knew I wasn't going to beg, cry, or plead. No, I was going to take my power back. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I started planning. Quietly, patiently, I gathered evidence, screenshots, social media posts. Every late night, every photo of her partying while I was home with our kids. Every flirty exchange. I met with a lawyer. And what I learned? In our state, adultery and abandonment have consequences, big ones. Custody, assets, alimony. So I played my role. Supportive husband, tired dad, silent provider. Meanwhile, I was building the case of a lifetime. When I finally confronted her, it wasn't in a fight. No yelling, No begging. Just calm. I laid the evidence on the table. Her jaw dropped. The color drained from her face. For once, she couldn't spin it on me. Couldn't blame me. Couldn't accuse me of being controlling. I told her I had already spoken to a lawyer. That custody would be mine. That her choices, her fake second youth, had consequences. She cried, begged, said it was just fun. That it didn't mean anything. But I had spent too many nights alone with screaming kids, while she was out playing college girl. I filed. The day we walked into court, she looked like a shadow of herself. No more clubbing outfits. No more selfies. Just a woman who had thrown away her family for a taste of freedom that didn't last. The judge granted me primary custody. Her visitation was limited. Financially, she lost more than she ever expected. And her friends? Those 20-somethings she partied with? They moved on. They had no reason to stick around once reality set in. She wanted to relive her 20s. Instead, she lost her 30s and the family who had stood by her. Sometimes, revenge isn't about screaming or fighting. Sometimes it's just about standing tall, gathering the truth, and letting someone's own actions destroy the life they tried to build on lies. If this story hit you in the gut, smash that like button. Tell me in the comments, do you think people really change? Or do they just reveal who they've been all along? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of justice, betrayal, and the revenge you can't stop listening to.